Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm Zara, and today we're diving into a topic that so many of us can relate to: digital minimalism.
And I'm Mark. If you've ever felt glued to your phone, scrolling endlessly on social media, or overwhelmed by constant notifications, this episode is definitely for you.
Digital minimalism is about taking back control of your time, focus, and mental health. In this episode, we'll explain what it is, the benefits it offers, and practical strategies you can use to simplify your digital life. So, why is digital minimalism necessary? Mark, what's one reason that stands out to you?
I'd say addiction. Many of the apps and platforms we use are designed to keep us hooked. Features like infinite scrolling, autoplay, and push notifications are crafted to maximize the time we spend on these platforms.
Absolutely. And it's not just about wasted time. Constant screen use can lead to mental health issues like anxiety, reduced focus, and poor sleep. Have you ever picked up your phone to check one notification and suddenly realized 30 minutes have passed? That's not accidental. It's by design.
Exactly. Another reason digital minimalism is essential is the emotional toll. Social media, for instance, often shows us the highlight reels of others' lives, which can lead to feelings of inadequacy or FOMO, fear of missing out.
Right? And then there are the physical effects like eye strain, headaches, and poor posture from constantly looking at screens.
Let's not forget how notifications create a sense of urgency, making it hard to relax. That constant buzzing can pull you out of the moment, whether you're working, spending time with family, or simply trying to unwind.
Exactly. But the good news is that by practicing digital minimalism, you can break these patterns and live a more intentional, fulfilling life. Mark, how would you describe digital minimalism to someone who's never heard of it before?
Digital minimalism is a lifestyle focused on intentional use of technology. It's about deciding how, when, and why you use digital tools instead of letting them control you.
That's a great explanation. I like to think of it as cleaning out your digital clutter, unnecessary apps, habits, and distractions, so you can focus on what truly matters.
Exactly. And digital minimalism doesn't mean ditching technology entirely. It's about using it in a way that aligns with your goals and values. For example, instead of aimlessly scrolling through social media, you might set a timer for 20 minutes to check updates, and then move on to something productive.
That's such a good point. It's not about restriction, it's about being deliberate with your time and energy.
And for anyone listening who feels overwhelmed by their digital habits, remember, small changes can lead to big results. Let's talk about the benefits. Zara, what's the biggest change you've noticed since adopting digital minimalism?
For me, it's mental clarity. When I turned off unnecessary notifications and deleted apps I didn't need, my mind felt so much lighter. It was like decluttering my brain.
I completely agree. Another huge benefit is better focus. Before embracing digital minimalism, I'd constantly switch between tasks because of my phone. Now I can work uninterrupted for hours.
Let's also talk about the stronger relationships. When you're not glued to your phone, you're more present with the people around you.
Yes, I've noticed that when I set my phone aside, conversations with family and friends feel deeper and more meaningful.
And then there's the better sleep. Reducing screen time, especially before bed, has made a noticeable difference in how well I sleep and how refreshed I feel in the morning.
Another big benefit is that more time. When you're not endlessly scrolling, you suddenly have hours to pursue hobbies, exercise, or simply relax. I've started cooking more elaborate meals, which has been both fun and rewarding.
And we shouldn't overlook the physical benefits. Spending less time on devices has improved my posture and reduced the headaches I used to get from staring at screens all day.
It's amazing how much better life feels when you take control of your digital habits. You regain not just time, but also energy and peace of mind.
All right, let's talk about strategies. Mark, how can someone start practicing digital minimalism?
Step 1. Try a digital detox. Dedicate a day like Sunday to completely unplug. No social media, no emails, no screens. Just time to reset.
That's a great suggestion. If a full detox feels intimidating, start with smaller steps. For example, set aside 1 hour each evening as phone-free time. Use that hour to read, journal, or spend time with loved ones.
Another helpful strategy is to declutter your apps. Go through your phone and delete any apps you haven't used in the past month or apps that don't add real value to your life.
Yes, I recently deleted over 40 apps and now my phone feels so much cleaner and more manageable.
Here's a game-changing tip. Turn off non-essential notifications. You don't need to know every time someone likes your photo or tags you in a meme.
And create your phone-free zones. For example, no phones at the dinner table or in the bedroom. These boundaries encourage more meaningful interactions and better sleep.
Lastly, replace mindless scrolling with intentional activities. Instead of watching random TikToks, try journaling, learning a skill, or spending time outdoors.
A friend of mine started using her commute time to listen to audiobooks instead of scrolling on her phone. It's helped her finish several books she'd been meaning to read for years.
So that's a great example. It's all about finding small changes that make a big difference over time.
Before we dive deeper, let's take a moment for our vocabulary spotlight, where we break down some of the terms we've mentioned so far. Mark, what's the first word we should unpack?
Let's start with digital detox.
Great choice. A digital detox means taking a break from using digital devices like smartphones, computers, or tablets. It's like hitting the reset button for your digital habits.
Example: I decided to do a digital detox last Sunday and spent the entire day hiking without my phone.
Perfect. Another term we've mentioned is FOMO, which stands for the fear of missing out.
Right. FOMO describes the anxiety people feel when they think they're missing out on exciting experiences, often triggered by seeing others' social media posts.
Example: scrolling through vacation photos on Instagram gave me major FOMO, but I reminded myself that social media only shows the highlights.
Next up is declutter.
To declutter means to remove unnecessary or unwanted items, whether physical or digital, to create a cleaner and more organized environment.
Example 1. Decluttering my phone by deleting unused apps made it easier to focus on what's important.
How about intentional?
Good one. Intentional means done on purpose with clear and deliberate thought.
Example: practicing digital minimalism means being intentional about how, when, and why you use technology.
Lastly, let's explain notifications.
Notifications are alerts from apps or devices that inform you of updates, messages, or reminders. While helpful, too many notifications can interrupt your focus.
Example: I turned off non-essential notifications to avoid constant interruptions while working.
I love adding this vocabulary section. It helps deepen our understanding of these concepts and makes the ideas we discuss more relatable.
Absolutely. If any other words or phrases stand out to our listeners, feel free to reach out and we'll include them in future episodes.
Let's share some real-life examples to inspire our listeners. My cousin realized she was spending over 6 hours a day on her phone. She used the screen time feature to track her usage and set limits. Within a month, she cut her screen time in half and started taking yoga classes with the extra time.
That's amazing. For me, journaling has been transformative. Instead of checking my phone first thing in the morning, I spend 10 minutes writing down my goals for the day. It helps me start on a positive note without getting sucked into notifications.
A friend of mine deleted all social media apps from her phone and now only accesses them on her computer. This change completely stopped her from mindless scrolling. She told me she feels more focused and in control of her time.
I can relate. I used to check my phone during meals. Now I've made a rule: no screens at the table. It's a simple change, but it's improved my family dynamics significantly.
Another example is a coworker who started using her commute to listen to podcasts instead of scrolling through Instagram. She's learned so much from those podcasts that she feels more productive and fulfilled.
My neighbor began a digital-free Sunday tradition with his family. They leave their devices in a drawer for the entire day and spend time cooking, hiking, or playing board games. He says it's brought his family closer together.
Let's take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself these questions. How much time do you spend on your phone daily? What are your top 3 most used apps? How often do notifications interrupt your focus? What feelings do you associate with your screen time? Stress, relaxation, or something else? What would you do with an extra hour or two if you weren't using your phone?
These questions can help you identify patterns in areas where you want to make changes.
I encourage you to write your answers down. Seeing your habits on paper can be a powerful motivator to take action. Digital minimalism isn't about perfection, it's about making small, intentional changes that improve your quality of life.
Absolutely, and remember, even one small step can have a ripple effect. Start with what feels manageable and build from there.
Thank you for joining us today. We hope this episode inspires you to embrace digital minimalism and create a healthier relationship with technology.
Until next time, stay mindful and intentional. Bye for now.